Well, well, well. First off, are you seeing and hearing me? This is the biggest question. I know it sounds weird, but I just want to make sure so I can tell you here because it's simpler over typing it out. Is that... I'm gonna have to check on my phone. Yes, to both. Awesome. All right, so to explain quickly, a moderator, all it has is when you put your mouse over the like a chat from a bubble from someone, you have more options, and it lets you hide people from the channel, put them in timeout, remove the actual message, pin the message, and completely ban people. I see that Jim's here and he's one as well. It's just the more people, the more likely that someone is on the channel if something happens like the other night. So that's why I wanted to offer to you and Colleen as well, if you could. I know Jim and Corky are. I just want as much people as possible that I can trust, and you and Colleen are very trustworthy people. So that's why I was wondering if you would like to be added as one. If so, I'll add you right now. It's a simple button. So just let me know. I will be adding another camera to have a even better angle than this. It's just, since we're just warming up, I wanna bring the camera battery as high as possible because it's my phone. And yes, that's the Death Star, the second Death Star. I like darker backgrounds, so it's not as harsh on the battery when I'm not using it. So you can do it. Awesome. Hi Colleen. Well, wow, my live chat just updated all at once. Alright, so I'm adding you here. Add as moderator, and manage block words. There you go. Submit. Hello Colleen. Did you hear my proposition here? Alright, so Jim and Colleen, since last week, at the end of the night, I told you, Jim, about this, and I think Colleen was still here when it happened. We had about 20 bots come in, just raid my channel, and just put a lot of explicit and random stuff that had nothing to do with the actual channel. One of them was kind of funny, but unfortunately I don't want to encourage bots, so I'm not gonna push it. But yeah, I wanna stop most people from. I want to stop them, but unfortunately I'm not always in front of the chat, so I can't see them until it's too late and they've spammed everything. And I understand that being a moderator is basically a job, but I can't pay anyone for it because I'm not I don't even get paid for this, so I don't have money to pay you guys. But I was wondering if Colleen, Kevin just accepted, but Colleen could also be a moderator because she's often here, and even if she's not here, being a bigger group means there's more likely to have at least someone here. And all it does is have little more option on the 3 little dots at the end of the message to either mute people, ban them, remove a single message or stuff like that, simply to keep the chat civil, because we've had issues with that before. Well, like I said last week, when midnight hit at my time, they just raided it, and it actually messed up my channel's ability to growth for a few days. So that was pretty. No problem, Colleen. It's completely fine. I just wanted to offer since I trusted you. So if ever you change your mind, just let me know. Otherwise, it's fine. I'm glad you're here. I'll put it that way. So, let's start by setting up the. No, actually, let's start by talking about what's happening behind me. First off, I'm gonna actually turn on the other camera and change the scene. Of course, it crashes just when I want to show everyone. So droid cam. Turn on the camera, and it should pick up pretty quickly, and it did not. There you go, it picked it up. So we're gonna have multiple views. This is one of them. This is not gonna look at the laptop, it's gonna look at the layout. It has a spot. I was just charging it since that's my phone. I wanted to show you a bit of progress on the layout because I've done a lot of physical work on the N-scale layout this weekend. Very happy with the results, which I will show you right now. The main thing is the layout is physically much higher. Like if I go into layout, it used to be about this high and now it's here, right? I raised it by about a foot. The reason for that is over in the back corner there. I needed to align with the next level of shelf. I'm gonna turn off the camera so it's not confusing. Next level of shelf. That way it would all make sense and all connect together with the HO scale to do as a force perspective, which is going good. I don't know when I'll have budget and time to get some tracks for the back corner there, but that's going to be a future endeavor for the HO scale. For the N scale, I pretty much have everything I need. Tonight we're going to do a bit of layout work and then running trains. What's happening in the back here, this is not going to change. I did a back panel that's higher. That's on purpose. This is why there's risers here. That's reused from my last layout, and I'm happy I could reuse it. What we're going to do tonight is simply a flat loop that stays at the bottom and it goes around where there is track here. We're going to complete that loop to make that happen and to be able to run some trains. And if we're lucky, we'll start working on the upper section of the layout. The plan is to have a city back there with all sorts of buildings and the trains going behind. What we're not going to do tonight is a hole on the side of that shelf to get the trains into it. That's not happening tonight. I've done enough OSHA not approved work on camera. I'm not adding more to my list of infractions. So for the start, that's going to be the start for tonight. So we're gonna work on the layout after I set up the camera. As you can see, I also mounted some shelves for my N-scale locomotive. Pro tip for any Canadian N-scaler here, so that narrows down to Colleen. Dollar Store has these things, the shelves for the N-scale locomotives. Those are bamboo cutlery divider trays that they sell for $3 at Dollarama. So turns out N-scale locomotive fits perfectly inside a cutlery utensil board with divisions. I don't know how to pronounce that in English, but it's supposed to be laying flat, and you put your forks and knives and stuff in it to keep your drawer clean. Well, if you screw them in the wall sideways, they do perfectly sized locomotive. Technically any type of rolling stock, but for me, my locomotives are my most the things I'm the most proud of. But I still want easy access to grab them and swap them around. So there it is. So it depends. Kind of yes and no for the 2 locos per compartment. Um, two 4 axles for sure. 1 4-axle and 1 6-axle will more likely than fit, but 2 6-axles don't fit. So the top and the bottom is 1 6-axle, 1 4-axle. They both fit properly, but the middle one there has 2 6-axles, and technically one is overlapping the other. On the plus side, it's deep enough that you can make them a little sideways, or technically have them side by side, but if they're just side by side, you won't see the back one. But if the middle one, what it is technically you don't see the back of the locomotive on the left because the one on the right is in front of it, but it's just the front. So depending on the size of your locomotives, it could be 1 to 2 per compartment. Other than that, and the one at the back, which you don't really see as well because it's further for you guys, this one is a 6-axle and a 4-axle per compartment. So yeah, these actually work great. It was not on well, I bought it thinking about my trains. I saw this and I was like, this could fit my train. Then I read what it was on it because I thought it was like a mini shelf, and it was a cutlery holder, and I was like, yeah, but it holds in one piece when it's sideways, so why can't I use that? And so that's what I did. Also, the clock is no longer functional, so you won't see it move. It's not 4 p.m. where I am, and it's always going to stay 4 p.m. It's just there. That's a pretty good idea. What I would recommend doing to avoid losing some detail bits on the edges of your rolling stock is putting very thin foam pieces in between. I know it's simpler and it all fits, but those grab iron time stands on still. Yeah, I'm that boring apparently. Those grab iron sides, or I'm gonna grab some rolling stock and show you what I mean. So this, for example, or this. So I don't know how well you'll see it on this camera, but on the side of the car, the grab irons are sticking out a bit, and this one, the door details are sticking out. I'd be worried if they move around a little bit that they'd rip each other's apart. So for that reason, my suggestion would be to put a small piece of foam in between, or a piece of cardboard actually could work well. Something flat that it can keep them separated without it doesn't need to be super thick or super firm, just enough. And it's not necessarily going to do it. It's just it brings the chances of ripping them apart higher, right? It might be fine for years, but the day that it's gonna happen, it's the day that you'll regret not putting it, right? So to prevent that from happening, you could put just a piece of cardboard or whatever in between, and you'd be fine. So let's start working on the layout. First off, we'll put the back camera. So this is ready to go. Let's turn it back on. Will it pick up? It should. So it's a Wi-Fi thing, so that's why it needs to come on. Let's reopen it. Droid cam, loading. It worked. You guys saw it 5 minutes ago. It just worked. Properties. There you go. Okay. Now, you guys will see what I want you to see. I tested this angle a little earlier and I thought it was pretty nice. You guys let me know what you think. But the idea is that it sees the whole back wall. What does crown and number? Oh, so I accidentally enabled it. I can try to remove it. That was the top fans. Depending on how much interaction you guys put in the chat, it shows who's a top fan for as of right now. That's why the number keeps changing. I didn't know how these stats worked, and I don't know how to turn it off. It was just there when I popped in. Reaction, no. Participants, no. I am really not sure. I am Duke of New York, a number 1. Yeah. How can I not turn that off? Well, you guys are my top fans in general, so I don't like the word fans. I prefer friends, but you know. Plyskin. I'm not sure what you mean by Plyskin. I am tempted to say a word, but I'm not sure if I should say it on YouTube. Escape from New York. I just find it incredible, Jim, that you escaped from Dave's dungeon. That's more what I'm surprised by. So here's another shot that I thought, and what's fun is I can move this around. So if I'm working in the back left corner, back right corner, left to me but right for you guys, I can make myself even smaller. You want a crown? Well, I don't think he's gonna give you a crown. He's gonna give you the crown of jealousy because he thinks you're jealous of him. So you know, but yeah. So yeah, these are the two main angles for tonight, being the N scale stuff. I thought it was actually pretty nice. You know, the lighting is actually decent for tonight. N scale seems to be easier to light up, especially now that it's higher, so it's closer to the light source on the ceiling. So that works good. And having these two setup that I can easily switch and also move the cameras around, I think that's gonna really improve the stream itself. I can always add and move stuff around if needed, but I thought this was a pretty good baseline. And my idea here, maybe I'll actually swap these two around like this. My idea here is that this camera would be for the times I'm working on this section. That way you'll be able to see me work and still see what's happening on the layout. Unfortunately, as you guys can see in the back corner over there, there's almost nothing on the track. I was clearing it out and putting all the rolling stock on the top level right there. Simply because I don't want it in the way and knock it off and break it. That's pretty like that piece of wood there is very tightly attached to the wall, so it's not going anywhere. I thought that would have been a pretty good way to work. Plus my camera is on top of the screen that I'm seeing everything on YouTube, like the chat and everything. So it also helps with looking like I'm talking to you guys while I'm reading the chat. So I'm actually very happy with this setup. And this might make me do more N scale stream and less HO scale stream. So sorry if it disappoints some people. I'm glad if it makes some people happy. Of course, my main goal is to make this enjoyable for you guys just as much as it is for me. And as I said in the previous stream, I'm gonna focus on the N scale stuff probably for the whole summer anyways, simply because the N scale stuff, I have most of it with me already to build up. I don't need to buy more stuff, which buying is fun, but it's expensive. I know, Jim, I appreciate it, but at the same time, if it's just me, it's not really a channel for us, and that's not the way I'm gonna help grow the channel. Hi, Francisco. I'm glad you discovered the channel. I hope you enjoy. As I was explaining a little earlier, this channel has both has two scales, HO and N scale, and what I do, what I live stream and or upload will absolutely depend on what's happening with my life in general. It will be either N scale stuff or HO scale stuff has slot cars as well, not just trains. I like the idea of both. Actually, for the summer, it'll be mostly N scale stuff because I have quite a lot of stuff already, so I can just build on it. Because I've been on N scale for a few years and I've moved, so I needed to start over most of it. While HO scale was starting from scratch, and that gets expensive quick because the first few stages is a lot of buying stuff. So that's why we're gonna do this. Your guys are gonna have 2 views for tonight, and I'm sorry for everyone else. I just want to make sure that Francisco has all the information that he can. This is probably the main view, which has cameras all around. There's one there that is right there. Actually, it's just a little bit to the side, and the one right there is for the part behind me that is darker. This is a way to work. Sometimes I'm gonna turn off some of those camera so that you guys can see better. We will work on the tracks for this section tonight so that we can run some trains tonight. We're just going to complete a loop because the section that's above me in the other camera, but behind me in this camera, is already completed for tracks. And also, when we'll be running trains, we'll more likely be on this camera, or because this part has some scenery done and I think it looks pretty neat. I'm actually, just for you since you're new to the channel, I'm going to put a locomotive on the section of track that works and send it around with a few cars around that section so you can see a bit of the layout. So I'll actually do that. And for everyone else thinking that I'm just postponing working on the layout, you're not wrong, but you're not right. I can't wait for everything to run. So I want to work on it, but I also just enjoy running trains, even though it's incomplete. So we will do that. All right, so to start the run, we'll take a very reliable locomotive because I don't want problem on a demo track. I need to plug it in actually. What up? All right. So that is on. That is on. Let's put the locomotive on the track, and you will see it appear. So I don't know how well you guys hear me, but what I was saying is you will see it appear very soon. It's direction. I'll put just a little bit of rolling stock so that it's not just a random loco. I want actually some, nice running. And that's the problem. We have so much rolling stock that you don't know which one you want to put. Alright, so, what's next? Booster. Alright, so I know I've been turning my back on you guys for a big part of this time. I was just making sure everything was on track properly. So of course, right now it's limited to this. So I see the Jim made the joke of singing a song. There's supposed to be music playing in the background. Are you guys hearing it? And if so, is it too quiet or just fine? And just as I said that, it paused because it was changing song there. No music. Like, none at all? You guys hear music? Is it too loud, not loud enough, or perfectly fine? I can open the stream on my side and make sure, actually. That's what I'm gonna do. Because I don't trust Jim. Okay, I tested on my phone. It's there, but very faint. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't want to drop something on the. Not hearing it. Perfect level. So unfortunately for you, Kevin, I'm gonna raise it a bit. This should be just enough to give it the little kick it needs to be audible on your side without being overbearing. If it's too loud, let me know. I don't want to make it a... There it is. I hear it now. Okay. And is it too loud for you, Kevin? This is actually an important question. In the meantime, I will reverse my train. Perfect. Awesome. So that's good. That's actually a really good thing. I will reverse the engine, well, the whole train to a place that it's safe. And... or I could shove it in a yard, which would be very safe. So I will actually shove it in the yard just to make sure it's in a safe spot. Well, derailment. One of them decided to hate life. Alright, let's fix the derailment. We'll go pick up the cars because it wouldn't be a real railroad if we didn't do operations. Perfect. Alright, so I may not have made my my tracks level, and it may be rolling down the hill. I don't think it's the worst thing that could have happened, because I'd rather it roll towards the wall than towards the floor. But that's actually a problem that I need to think about. I'm probably going to have to lower the legs. And we need to set power to it. There you go. The engine keeps it there. Alright, so... Alright, so I will actually pick up the mic and bring it closer to the work area. Alright, so this is an ASMR channel. Just kidding. I mean, okay, so I know switching is not for everyone. I'm not a big fan of switching in the sense that I'm never going to make my layout purely for switching. I love seeing my train go through scenery too much for that. But not only is it more realistic to have a little bit of switching, like parking it in a yard like I did, but it's also much safer for your trains to leave them on the table and let them park themselves than actually than lifting them up and moving them around, because that's also how you knock off parts off of your trains. So we're gonna switch the camera angle. All right. Actually, I'm gonna save some battery. Move this one here. Like this. So that you guys can see me work this area properly. The frame rate is low here. I am now realizing that it's worse than I thought. I will try to adjust stuff. Yeah, exactly, Jim. It's not better. Ah, much better. There you go. There you go. Oh. Oh, you can't see it though. There you go. So now you're seeing a mountain of a mess, and soon it won't be that. So let's first move the buildings out of the way. These will most likely, well, not all, but most of them will end up at the top here, at the back. They will, there will be a passenger station there. But I plan on using, oh, I don't want to hit it too hard. Yeah, you guys are hearing the pucks a lot louder than I anticipated. Do I have some spare fuel I could put under? I don't think it's really much of a worth trying. Alright, looks not as bad. Alright. Actually, I'll put it on somewhere more solid. The more rigid it is, the safer it is. Alright, so let's keep clearing up stuff from this section, because it's easier to work from a clean area than working from a messy area. This engine, yes. This is such a... So I'm currently showing you one of my engines that was supposed to get repainted, but I ended up liking it too much as is. Not by me. I don't have the skills to repaint stuff, but yeah, wanted to make a J7A class of a steam engine to represent a Canadian locomotive that is unfortunately not in good standing right now due to lack of care from the city that it got it as. One of the city near me got a locomotive donated by CN as a memorial for World War II, and the unfortunate thing that happened was the city did not maintain it, and it's currently in a not such a great state, and it's not looking like it's gonna get better anytime soon. So if I could remember the engine myself by having a model of it, that was the idea. I checked first for the price of buying one that was already made, and the only model I found was a brass HO scale model, which I wouldn't be opposed to owning. I actually would love to own a brass HO scale steam engine, but I was opposed to paying the price that they cost. I understand why. I'm not saying it's not worth the price they're asking. I'm just saying I don't have that kind of money. The price was $2,500. That is a very good chunk of change that I don't have the money for. Oh, other people came in. Nice. So I see that Raven. Hi Raven. Sorry about that. I didn't see you come in. I am sorry to hear about the power outage going on at your place. If you're here, you're welcome to participate as much as you can. If you're not, well, you'll be able to see this in the replay. So there's that. All right, let's keep on putting stuff to the side. I was putting this little steam engine at its dedicated spot. Alright, and when I say dedicated spot, I just want to make it clear, it's not parked there forever as in not using it. It's just that it has its own area reserved for it, because I refuse not to have it on the layout, even if it means that it's just parked there. And I simply like it. There's no other explanation. I just really like that engine. There's actually a weird story about that engine on how I acquired it, and yeah, well, it's not weird. It's just I went to a hobby shop when I was visiting a town, because that's usually how I get a souvenir of every trip I do. I visit the nearest hobby shop from the place I visit, so that way my souvenir is a little bit more practical and usable than a fridge magnet, let's put it that way. And I went to a hobby shop. I had certain things in mind that I wanted. I didn't find any of them, so I bought the engine. I was about to buy that steam engine, and that was the first day of my vacation in that city. And I just, when I was about to leave and pay for the engine, I saw on their display table, not necessarily for sale, a switcher, which is this one that you've seen before. And I had been looking. That switcher was on my list since the beginning, like since before I went to that store of things I wanted. So I asked the owner that happened to be there, hey, is this one for sale? He wasn't sure. I kind of, not haggled, but like insisted a bit on, hey, you're not using it. It's on a display, but it's not even, that display's not even working. I just want to buy it from you. Give me a decent price. And he ended up doing it. He actually gave me a pretty good price, and I was super happy. But that meant that I was leaving the little steam engine, which I'm gonna show you guys. Hey, the couplers are stuck, of course, just because I want to show you. This meant leaving this little guy behind. And as I said, that was the first day of my full week of vacation. I spent the entire week thinking about that little steam engine, regretting leaving it behind, not knowing if I would ever have a chance to get that one or one like it again. So my girlfriend, who is nicer than I deserve, was like, you know what? On our way back before we leave, let's stop at the hobby shop again, and if it's still there, just pick it up. And so we did. We arrived at the store, couldn't find the engine. It wasn't where I saw it, and it wasn't where I left it. Super disappointed. Right before leaving, I asked an employee who didn't know about trains, and keep in mind, before you blast it in a train store, that hobby shop is not specialized in trains. It's actually specialized in a lot more hobbies, mostly RCs, than trains. They just happen to have some trains. If he had seen the engine and he said, well, I don't know if it's the one you're thinking of, but I did put one back in the train section. I'm going to show you. And then we arrived, and it was the engine I wanted. He just happened to not know enough about trains to put it at the right spot. So I got it, I bought it, and I never looked back. So that was... So I'm missing some jokes here. Oh boy, I need to go back there and check it out. Give me a minute. All right. I didn't. Oh, Jim. So the Mountain of Mess is N scale. So I'm just going back through the chat. I've been focused on my story behind for too long. You were right, Kevin. It was N scale. I'm not sure which power unit you're talking about, Raven, but I hope you find one that fits your needs, but I think you'd be probably happier if you have one dedicated to each and a toggle switch. It seems to be a more popular option, and I think it just will work better for you if you do that way. It's okay, I'm married 34 years, I'm used to not being unseen. Happy wife, happy life. I'll just leave it at that. I am like you, kid. Yeah, and just... Oh, not too loud, Kevin, not too loud. Just to make it clear, I see the value in brass locomotives, right? Not only the price of the metal, but most of them are one-offs made by very talented people. They're a insane amount of work, insane amount of detail. Like, I see the value, but even if it was worth 5 times the price that they were asking, I still don't have that cash. It's not a value proposition problem, it's a cash income problem. Kevin's tiny must be tiny. I don't know what did I say to deserve it, but I probably said something stupid. And I'll leave it there. Okay. I'm glad for you, Colleen. Life with air conditioning is incredibly... it's not a necessity, but it's such a life-changing thing that it's worth every penny. Let's put it that way. Right, with the power outages. Yeah, yeah, that, open the windows if you can, and let's hope that you have some wind outside just to have some refreshment. You're right, Kevin. It's so Raven, just for the AC, it might be in certain area, but not always for others. Where I live, the weather is more stable and reasonable, so you could live without it. It's just certain days is pretty hot. But it's only a few days during summer. Otherwise, it's more than fine. But some areas, you're right, it is a necessity. And I agree, Kevin Corner, Lucky Kevin. It is not cheap. No one said it would be cheap. There are some price differences in many things, and there are some there's ways to make model railroading cheaper than other. Like, for instance, the scale you choose makes a big difference. I don't see many, if any, DC locomotive in HO, brand new, mind you, under $200 in Canadian dollars. Also a difference. I do see lots of N-scale one. Use is not always, but most of the time a lot cheaper, especially in HO. Scenery, you don't have to buy most of the stuff from Woodland Scenics. There are often alternatives that are much cheaper. Some of them are DIY. Very much good alternatives. Those are cheaper. But there's some stuff that you just can't avoid it, like tracks. That's pretty much a necessity if you want to do model railroading. And yeah, you need some trains, which is not cheap. And of course, like I said, brass stuff is a lot more expensive. It's worth what they're asking, but it's still more expensive. Yeah, exactly, Raven. Too close. Hi, Jeff. But yeah, you can absolutely make your own scenery easily. What you can't do easily is an engine, so you need to spend some money there. So let's go back to cleaning the area so we can start building. All right. Let me know if the volume of my voice is either too high or too low, and I will turn my AC on because I don't want the wind noise to be annoying, but at the same time, I don't want it to get too warm downstairs. So I had to turn it off to have as much silence as possible. But if the sound of the actual AC unit is not too loud for you guys, I might leave it on. Was that brand new, Kevin? Because if it is, $75 for a brand new engine. Actually, so I'm lying when I said I didn't see any brand new HO scale engine for under 200. There's one on Amazon right now from Walters for about $100, and I want it. Ooh, that's tempting. But yeah, so there's more choice under $200 for a brand new engine in N scale. That's how I'll put it. There is more choice. Back to what I was saying for. Yes, Kevin. The CP Rail version. They have a lot of paint scheme variants of it, but I want the CP Rail. It's technically my wish list. It's been for a long time now, and I never bought it. I always had a better purchase until now, and technically there is still one, but I never pulled the trigger. Also, for your information, Jim, I did not end up buying the locomotive, but I was talking to you about. But I also did not end up buying a 3D printer. I broke my mountain bike this weekend, and that has top priority for me. So I will hold back for buying any engines for a little while. Plus, I'm still very, very, very happy with the little N-scale engine I bought not too long ago. It really fit my cup of tea. I'll put it that way. So that's actually nice, Raven. Shake kit for $10. Must be a fun kit to build, honestly. And the Shays are very, very cute locomotives. Lots of tiny parts, yeah, I must imagine. And Jim, it is true that does happen. I cannot say I'm as focused as you. I'm pretty open, maybe not as much as Dave. I am somewhere in between. But it's not necessarily that I'm specific on era or road name. I'm just a little bit more picky on the trains I choose to buy. If I get a gift from someone, I would that isn't fitting my my era or my my usual style, I'd still love it and I would absolutely use it as much as I can. But for spending my own money, I'm a little bit more limited, so I will do what I need to. I will be more picky on what I buy. Yeah, I'm actually a lot pickier than Dave when I buy stuff. Now that I think about it. So, Kevin, that would have been me, except my new choices are different. CN, CP, VRail, I think we would both agree. I don't think you do VRail at all, but you do Amtrak. I do have some Amtrak that I really like, but if I had, like, I'm not getting rid of them, but I'm not buying more. If that makes sense. I don't need more of it. I'm very happy with what I have, and that's where it ends. I do love VRail a lot. CP Rail, CN as well. Mostly modern stuff, like 70s to now. Very, very broad for an era, but you know, it's modern-ish. And but on the other hand, for road names, it's mostly Burlington Route, Burlington Northern for the non-American one, and the road names that have been bought by CN and CP. So Wisconsin Central, I don't have any engines, but I have a lot of freight cars. I have one Sioux Line engine. What else? For engines, other than the Amtrak and the Sioux Line, I have BC Rail, which is part of CN. I have one Alaska Railroad, that's its own thing, but that was because that was my first N-scale purchase. What else? No, I'm pretty much down to these. The only one that I added for a road name that's new, technically is now owned by CP Rail, but that was a short-lived Class 2 railroad. I'll put on this one. It's my new engine. But the reason I like it so much, and I kind of hope to expand on this road name, is because this road name is exactly where the area that I model, which is very wide but eastern Canada, and also most of the industries that they were carrying for are industries I wanted to model. Concrete lumber, some boxcar for auto parts, and some oil tankers. So you know, fits my stuff pretty good. So I couldn't say no. Let's go back through the chat. All right, have fun, Jeff. Let's hope to see you back. I'm glad to hear, Raven, that your big boy is now all set up. Not yet for VIL. I mean, there's no rush, right? If you're happy with what you have, Kevin, you don't need to buy anything else. I was just pointing out that since you do a lot of CN and CP, you might end up with a VIA rail at some point, and I'm sure you'll like it. That's more what I was thinking. You could all, depending on where you model in Canada and the era. Did you mention the era you're modeling? Do you have an era, or is it pretty open? If it's Amtrak, it must be 1970s and more recent. Or am I mistaken? All right. It's already starting to clear up, and I put track where my trains need to go, so that's off to a great start. We're not going to talk about that. Nope. So this is supposed to be a 13-inch radius, and it's going to end up in the back, where I actually need a 13-inch radius. Well, I don't need, I just want a smoother. Is it? Yes, it is. I just want as smooth as possible of a curve, so to reduce the chances of derailment where I can't reach easily. Like, I can reach, but not easily, so if I can just avoid having to go back there, I will. And my first way of avoiding that would be to put simple pieces of straight tracks, which are the longer the simpler, and also wider turns because less likely to derail. Oh, the MRC. Is it a Tech 2 that's a Tech 6? There's one of those that's supposed to be doing both. You know better than I do what you want or what you need. I've heard some positive of whichever MRC has both. and I've heard some not so positive things. It was 2, I'm assuming the Tech 2. So, you know your needs better than I do. And like I said, I've heard some good and some bad about it. But I still think a dedicated controller for each would be a more reliable option for either type of operations you're going to end up doing. Disclaimer though, I never tried the Tech 2 or Tech 6 or whichever one has the double, the 2 options, so might be completely out of line by saying I wouldn't do it. And if I am, I apologize. Actually, I'll reduce the straight a bit because it doesn't need to be as long as I thought it would. I forget that a wide curve is wide somehow. So this needs to be cut a bit. You guys aren't seeing it, but I'm working there. Oh, the light is blinding everyone. There. Yeah, 3DC controller. Yeah, I mean, if that's what you're doing, I'd personally just get a good DCC controller and just work off of that, and a poll to decide which one you're using. That's what I'm gonna do, and that's what a lot of people do. Doesn't mean it's the right way, but it seems to be working for most. Foam carving with Kevin is not necessarily the most interesting thing to do, but also, you know, it's a necessity, so. This will be up. That will not be how the bridge will be hanging, but for tonight, it doesn't matter. Do I have enough straights in front of me to just connect these 2 together? That would be amazing. And I would put a turnout somewhere there. Would this be fitting perfectly? I think so. I think I have too much straight in here. Yup. Do I have a 186 mil straight somewhere in my pile, or do I have it somewhere else? I think I'm gonna have to do a mashup of tracks, but that's fine. I have a stretchable track here that could be useful, and I have these that I really want to set up. That's a track feeder. Oh, that one would be even better. Okay, that's the one I'm gonna use, because this one I can pass the plug from underneath. Into the crack, and this would go this one. There you go. Have it in there, like so. Remove this. Like so. Let's put this here. Remove this. And I said a stretching track right there. Let's see. Let's put a 64 mil or 62 mil. Both would work. I don't need. I think that's a 62. That'll work. And just stretch the stretchable track to reach. And how much did it affect the back track? Not much. I'll stretch it just a little bit more. There you go. Actually, a little less. There you go. This is still a little too much. There you go. How many times will I say there you go? We don't know. Let's tune in and find out. Don't get me started with Via's modern combination. The beautiful 1950s multiple times rebuilt stainless steel cars have been falling into pieces. Even though they're maintained as little as possible, and unfortunately that means that they're not staying on track, and they also bought on a whim a very bad deal of Renaissance cars, which blew up in their faces, and now they're stuck with what some people would call rotting equipment, because it's falling apart as well, more than the 1950s Bud cars. And yeah, that is that was a very bad purchase from their end, and they ended up. No, actually, I'm gonna do. If I want to do that the proper way, I need to do it that way. If I don't need to do it proper tonight. Now, do I? No, I don't. I will just do as I please. This. I don't know if you guys are still seeing me half decently. I'm gonna do that for fun. Let's put the track signal very close to me so I can see it from where I'm sitting. And maybe you guys will be able to see it from the camera. Not sure? Let's try. This is a different thing. This would go here. I'd like 15 more degrees, so I will swap this around. For what else do I have for curves? I know I have more. I just don't know what I have. That's a straight. Oh, there's one here. That is a 30 degrees 13-inch, which actually is a good piece. Am I starting from, of course, from the 86mm I needed earlier. I did use some on the other layout over there, so there's that. I did have some 15 degrees. I will use that. Right here. This and this will work nicely right here. Now I need to change this to a proper. Can you join it? I'm just missing a piece of straight here. And we will have a loop. Not a complete track, but a loop, which more than I thought I would do tonight. I actually will extend this bit by that much. We want a bit of a straight. That means this will actually move to here. This also will move about that much. This. And I guess I could put my second and last stretchable track for this missing piece of straight. Which I know I have, I just don't know where. And from this point on, I'll have a full loop that we will be able to enjoy. Ah, right there. So, and like so. Awesome. Now, I will move the rolling stock I put on the track because I'm that kind of intelligent person. And we will send my train I had on the track earlier around. And yes, I will switch the cameras to have all three cameras back. So I think, no. Oh yeah, the main line is clear. That means it is time to send the locomotive on its merry way. We will pick up some rolling stock, but we will also enjoy. And yes, I'm doing some switching. I'll switch the camera so you guys can see the switching. And of course, the camera is out because it went to sleep. Give me a sec. It does ask me if I wanted to go to sleep or not, and I said yes because I want to save the battery when I'm not using it. I'm wrong camera. Alright. And I will add... Oh wow, there's more people here. Nice. Give me a sec. I will set up all the cameras so that you guys can enjoy the train going around. Now we finished doing a loop. Oh, we missed Raven leaving. Alright, so let's go through the chat. So same for Via, I saw that. The passenger. Hi Spooner, sorry I missed you coming in. Good night Raven, if you're still here somehow. Good luck with the power outages. Good night Spooner, good night Spooner. Oh, that's actually really fun, Spooner. I do have a big collection of Hot Wheels. I just never showed it here because I don't have a place to display them yet. And I don't want to display them in their box. Most of them are still in their boxes, but I don't want to display them in there. I want to have either a good place on the HOSK layout or something to have them properly displayed, or at least a shelf out of their box. I understand the concept of being a Hot Wheels collectioner with the boxes, but I'm not me. It's the cars themselves that I care about, not the Hot Wheel brand. That's why I also buy from non-Hot Wheels like Matchbox and stuff. So, video device, add existing. So we have, okay, we're gonna add the Logitech. Okay. Oh, I don't like that it's covering that much. This, that's fine. Might show my collection. Sometimes I have a lot of. I actually don't know exactly how much I have Hot Wheels because being $2 at Walmart, I just buy them when they're really nice and I like them. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie and hide about that part. I just like them. I have a few that's out on my computer desk upstairs, but those are the outlier, not the main way of being. So. Hey, my signal system works. No, alright, let's back up and pick up the freight. Perfect. And let's see if it goes through. So keep in mind, some of the rolling stock is very easy to run, some is not, some is pickier. So I'm realizing that the Logitech camera, which is this one, is not the best for picking up that area of the layout. Well, the tracks are dirty, to no one's surprise, but going around. Alright, so I'm gonna clean the tracks. Oh! Why did that one derail again? So that car, that specific car, is being picky and derails easily. And I'm not sure why. because it used to work just fine not too long ago. And I understand I just redid the tracks, but not this section. So I don't know what's up with that. Let's give it another chance, and also let's see if I can move that camera, which is this one, in a different location, so that you can see it better. So let's Daz joined. Nice. All right, so let's keep track of the chat. I'm kind of actually enjoying the small group we have. I really don't mind it. It's nice. I can actually follow the chat. We can actually talk all together. I can't say I have any treasure hunts. I do have specific Japanese 90s cars that I really liked, but I somehow found most of them. I really wanted an R33 Skyline and some old Datsuns, some Toyotas, which I found all. I have a few of others that are out. I have a few Evos, which are nice. Oh, something derailed again. The same car. Oh, a lot derailed. Wow. Okay. Something's up with this. If multiple cars derail, then the cars might not be the issue. If only one car derails, it's the car, but if multiple derails, it's not the cars. But it only happens once in a while. Alright, let's send it again and see if something different happens. Alright, so let's keep going through the chat. Alright, well, enjoy your night, Spooner. If I'm still on when you come back, come and say hi again. Otherwise, have a good one. See you in the next stream. I will try to upload at least 1 or 2 shorts on YouTube if it's not full videos. I should do a video update soon with the big N-scale layout changes, but promising something will make me not... promising something that I'm not guaranteed to fulfill is not a good idea, so I will not do that. But yeah, I'll try at least 1 or 2 shorts. Otherwise, see you next Monday on the next live stream, and have a good night. For everyone else, the layout is going to be worked on with you guys on. I need to look at the monitor more often. I may need to change my monitor's position so that I can see it while I'm on the layout. If it would be on the back over there. Oh, that could be cool. Yeah. Let's think. I'm not going to change the monitor's position tonight, so that's for sure. Let's observe to see if something derails, and if so, where. It did not derail while I was looking at it. That's usually how it goes. It only derails when you're not looking at it. So, you know, let's just keep looking at it and it'll be fine. You guys can be my eyes. whether or not it derails again, I think I'm gonna park that train. Well, not this round because it just went through without derailing, but I will prepare a VRL train that hasn't ran in a while to see if I can make it run properly on this layout, on this track plan. If this runs great on this track plan, I'll be a very, very happy man. And yes, it's a VRL train, of course. I will definitely check your layout, Faulkner. I really need to. I'm curious to see UK N-Gauge, how different it is as well. For scale, I know it's hard to tell. I believe N-Gauge for UK is 1/150th instead of 1/60th. Am I correct? Or am I imagining things again? That wouldn't be the first time I imagined something. I thought I saw something, but turns out I didn't. So, am I correct by thinking it's 1/150th, or am I completely incorrect? Because I know the scale is different for HO. So, well, actually, first, are you? Yeah. Oh, nice. I wasn't completely crazy, just partially. Second, follow-up question: are you modeling UK models, or are you modeling somewhere else? I'm probably asking you the most basic questions you've ever heard for a modelers, but since I haven't yet checked out your channel, which I'm sure all of those answers are all on your channel as well, I am annoyingly bothering you with this. I really need to repaint and re-glue the antenna on top of this. This way. So see, I asked you guys to watch it, and it didn't derail since we started watching for it. So I told the train that I would move it out of the track if it kept misbehaving, and now it's behaving. So I'm starting to truly believe that they are alive and actively listening to us. I know that's not how that works, but it feels like it. Mine is all UK. Those must be beautiful in N-scale. And being N-scale, just like North American one, gives you more space to actually run a train through smooth curves, so that must be pretty nice. Does Hornby do N-scale? Did you already answer? No. Does Hornby make a lot of N-scale equipment? Or is it more known brand like Kato that does your N-scale stuff? So that's that. And the... Oh! Didn't see that. The engine is right here. Come on. There you go. Alright, so we will do another operation. Different day. And I'm realizing now that the train is completely out of focus. You're seeing a lot, but nothing specific. I will actually make it so that it's more focused on what's in the bag. And we will stop the engine, reverse, and park the train. Wow, now I know why it kept derailing. That turnout was off. Was not thrown. It was putting my cars where it shouldn't have been. Oh, I pushed it in the wrong spot. If this all goes well, we could run the Japanese train again. I think everyone loved it. I do. I love it. You guys want to see the Japanese train later tonight? Not right now, but later tonight. If you do, just send me a sign and I will absolutely run it. Oh God, do I love this engine. Believe me, the reason this train was not running is not because of the engine. I may have to run it the other way around, just to have two signal lights working instead of one. I need to relocate that camera so that we can see more of this train. You guys are now seeing more of me, which is not what I wanted. I know you guys enjoy my my presence, but not that much. I'm not that cute. How is that? See, the problem with cameras is that you need to be way further back to see what you want to show with said camera. Like, I want to display this, but I'm a foot away from the train. So like, this doesn't work. And if I put it where it can fit... Oh, something derailed, something derailed. I forgot to throw the switch again. Yep, I did. I will turn the whole train around though. Like, I can move the mountain of mess. That's what I should call it when I actually build a mountain here, the mountain of mess. Mountain of mess away. You will see a bit more of the train, but still not enough. Right, I want a wider view, and I don't have any fisheye cams, and I don't want to spend $200 on a fisheye cam, or $600 or whatever amount it is. So if I do this, how could I put? So actually, since this camera does that, I'm okay with filming the back there. I just need to clean up the mountain of mess. That's a pretty good deal, actually. Yep. So we will turn this train around so that there's more signal lights working for it. I should put a relailer near me so that it's easier to put them on track. Alright, so the other way around. The seats are facing forward. So these passenger car are more complicated than usual to put on track because they couple differently than most. They do have knuckle couplers, but they don't have opening knuckle couplers. They just interlock into each other. So you need to put them yourself in, which, you know, works, but is more annoying. On the other hand, you don't do as much switching with a passenger train. So there's that. You won't have the switching problem on a passenger train. Well, not as much. Sorry, I'm covering your guys' eyes. There you go. And one of them is off the track. I will have to fix it. There you go. This should work. Should being a keyword. Let's not go too fast to avoid any derailments. And it derailed already. Wow, that was quicker than expected. Normally it's not that quick. Let's go check the turnout. Make sure it is, because I know it's thrown. I just don't know if it's, no, it's properly in. Was the truck derailed? Why did it jump over? It's fine now. Let's try that again, I guess. I know I will reduce my likeliness of derailment if I add another car that's less realistic, but I actually will, because it's going to reduce my chances of derailments. There you go. All right, so just for context, for my moderators, Freddie Jackson is not a bot. The Hello Daddy, he's a close friend of mine. Do not ban him. Just a heads up. And I see multiple votes for yes for the bullet train, so that will happen for sure. I just want to make sure that this runs perfectly fine before we do anything else. If this one goes through the layout without issue, the bullet train will run. Because this one is more picky than the bullet train. Let's see if it takes the turnout better this time. It did. And it looked great doing it. I am very happy about that. Alright. So, this is working. I'm finally able to run my VRL that I haven't been in months in N-Scale. This is a very joyful moment. Yeah. I'm liking this. Nice. Alright. What's next? Let's clean up the center of the well, the messy mountain. Let's clean that up. Yes, while the train runs. I will keep certain tracks on the train, but some I will not, because I plan on using them for certain things. So I want them easily accessible. Not all of them. Basically all my Kato unit track, not all, but most of my unit track will stay on the table. But not right in front of everything. I'll put it behind. I just want it there. The rest is gonna go in the spare track drawer. I don't know if you guys hear me well because I just realized my arm was in front of the mic. We'll hope that you guys heard it. Otherwise, you'll probably ask me why I'm currently putting tracks behind there. This is good. This is good. We're not going to use this. We are going to use this. Turnouts, definitely. So just to refresh my memory, I have 2 right hand and 1 left hand, and that's what I have out right now. It's working. That's so cool. Alright. This as well. For the rest of the track, let's take the drawer out again. Put it in there. This one's there. So these turnouts are the Bachman Easy Track number 6. I will actually be using them later, but not now. So we're going there. They are the smoothest N-Scale number 6 I've seen. I'm very happy I have them, but they need some weird rework to attach to everything else. That I'm keeping right there because that's where it's going, alongside with my curved turnout right there. This is all staying right there. Yep. This is for something else. That'll go over there. See the mountains going down. That's actually a good thing. Really good thing. The pile is coming down. Oh, hello Dan Crane. Nice to see you here. Alright. I'm sorry if I'm not speaking as much as usual. I was just focusing on what I was doing, which is a cleanup for once. Not something you'll see often from me. I'm a very messy person usually, so enjoy the cleanup. So this is out of the way. So you could say the mountain went down a scale in terms of space taking. It's already much better. Let's turn the camera so you can see more of this track. And what's nice is I can do this and cover my own face with the other camera. So I can have this thing with hope it's perfect. Oh, too big. Well, because who needs to see my face? There you go. Oh yeah, I 100% agree with you, Colleen. Cleanup gives a lot of clarity. Also gives you a lot of good ideas. Usually, it gives me more ideas. And the only thing that a cleanup does that is not positive is it gives me hope that I have more space than I actually have. A few times I've done cleanup, I'm like, oh my god, so much space for activities, and I start putting down stuff, I'm like, wow, not as much as I thought. So there's that. But let's put one of my favorite piece of building on the layout. It is a Japanese but North American. It's a Japanese 7-Eleven, but since 7-Eleven is also in North America, it works. got that from Tomix from Japan. Technically the kit could be built even more, but I built it to my standards, which meant adding most of the interior and some of the exterior. I will show you guys the kit in the screen right there. So I don't know how well you can see the interior, but there are stuff in it, and it came with a little sign which you can plop on the side, which is written in Japanese, but it's okay. Like so. And a little parking lot to put beside the building. Oh, this one. So none installed yet. It did not come with any lights. I will be adding lights in it. But just from the lighting on this side, it should light up the insides. There you go. You kind of can see it from with the light from the side. The windows are very clear. Thank you. So that's the Kato automated signal. All it does is detect a metal wheel passing, and whenever it does, it starts a timer, a 3-second timer. If it detects another wheel before the timer hits, it will go down to yellow, and then another 3-second go back to green. And if it detects anything in between, it'll adjust itself. It'll go back to red, and if it detects the direction of the power going the other way around, because this is DC, it will go to red automatically because the train's going the other way around. I have 3 on the layouts, but the other 2 are not visible from where you guys are seeing right now. So let's put a few things on the layout just for the fun of it. Let's put a little 7-Eleven right here in front of the bridge. So I have some cars I can put there. I will actually move the box. Of the 7-Eleven somewhere else. I'm keeping the box simply because that's the safest way to keep that building and the spare parts that I've now lost on the floor. Alright. Got them back. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm keeping the box so that I can put the building there safe and keep the detailing parts I haven't installed yet. I will now, what's the next thing I could do? I could do a bit of, reduce the power, it seems to go fast a little, there you go. Let's put the excavation company somewhere. Let's put it here because we're working on stuff. Somehow, these little tractors, after buying them for a little bit overpriced on eBay, I have found out that they are sold in a convenience store near my place in the toy section. So, scaled Caterpillar models in a convenience store in the toy section. Don't know how that happened, but I will go back and buy more. And they're like $8 a pop. So not too shabby. There you go. That looks nice. It's actually visible on camera. Nice. What else can I do for now? Oh, I put some tracks in front of the train by accident. And being a train, just push it out of the way. So we'll bring back the What else can I do? So that's there, that's there. I know there's always more cleanup and more stuff you could put. I'll put a building over there. Like this. Oh, it's further that way. Oh, you can't see it at all. Oh, that's fine. Now... Now this is where I want to start doing some planning of the layout. I do want a spot to stage this entire train, and I'm now realizing I could probably fit it under the city. Not today, obviously, because I don't want to do woodwork tonight. But that's absolutely an option. And a nice option in a very convenient spot. Okay, that makes me extra happy. But for now, we will create a temporary spur to send the train down. No, not this one. In the pile, where did I put the curves? I know I kept some. That's a turnout. That's kind of a curve. There it is. That's the curve I was looking for. Now I need to put uni joiners. I have one here, and the other one will be taken out of my spare box. So this track I'm currently putting is temporary. It's just for tonight, so I can park my train without taking it off the track. Which, again, it's not a necessity. I just prefer avoiding removing my train from the track for to make sure I don't break stuff. And I need a second one here. I don't think I'll have enough space for the entire train, regardless of how much track I put there. Shoot. Let's try it. Doesn't cost anything. No, I already know. Just looking at the train right now. Shoot. I know where I can put it. I had the spot all along. Let's hope it doesn't derail going in there. But that spot fits the train. Not with the extra blue car. Well, I'll remove the extra blue car and the engine. That way it'll be safe for the rest of the train. And these two are not going to be carried around as much. Alright. So these are off. Now, what time is it? It is 10 o'clock at my time. Let's get some participation in the chat, and I will blame myself for not having any. I will ask someone in the chat to choose the next train, but before you do so, I will lay a list of options because I want to make sure everything runs right. I don't want to, and I know you guys don't know my entire roster, so how well is this camera? Okay, perfect. It's pretty good. So these tracks are going to go more to the side so that it's not in the way for visibility. And this is also going away. It was temporary anyways. I will be putting 4 engines here, and the chat will choose which engine we're putting on. So this, or what would be the fourth one? Oh, there you go. Why not? They will. There's a. All right. So these are the four options. I will pick up the microphone. I will ask someone in the chat. Who could I ask? Dan Crane, being the last person that came in. If you're still here, please choose one of the 4 engines shown to the upper left of the camera of the screen. So you have 2 CP rail, 1 Alaska, and 1 Quebec Central, Quebec and Central Maine, Central Maine, Quebec, Central Maine and Quebec. If you're still here, Dan, please leave in the chat which one you want. If not, I will give him a minute. And if he doesn't respond in a minute, we will choose someone else. The focus is not really good on that. Why is the image so poor on that camera? Alright. It feels like the sharpness is wrong. Hi, 8-5741 Productions. Happy to see you here. I'm just currently adjusting the camera. No, this is worse. This is worse. All right, since I haven't heard from Dan, Colleen, if you're still here, oh, that's bad. I will ask you to choose one of the 4 engines you're seeing on the screen right now. The blue loco will do. Absolutely. Alright, so that's why it's messed up. It was on automatic. Let's have a nice color. Let's have the sharpness that makes sense. Why can't I play with the focus? Manual. Come on. Manual should give me an option. Alright, well, Okay, so I'm just realizing there's technically two locos. Do you mean the yellow and blue or blue and gray? I will move the CP rails out of the way. Or do you mean the left or the right? Both are pretty engines, but both will have very different equipment behind it. Blue and gray. Perfect. Alright. I will put it on the track and we will run it the other way around for the fun of it. Oh, that's fine. I sometimes mispronounce it myself. It's the Central Maine in Quebec. But sometimes I call it Central Quebec and Maine. Sometimes I call it Quebec and Maine Central. So, you know, you don't have to apologize for that one. Awesome. Such a pretty little loco. Alright, now behind it, let's put some nice rolling stock to go with this nice loco. I have a few that are a must. This Quebec Central, because yes, that's another railroad. It's actually its predecessor. I will run. I have so much rolling stock, and I'm not complaining. But I have so much rolling stock, and I'm not sure what I want to run. When I look at all I have, I'm like, oh, I could run this, and that. It's so many choices, but only so much time. Let's actually give it a caboose at the end of the train. And yes, it's a CP rail, but CP rail bought the blue loco a few years back, so you know, well, the whole company actually. CP rail bought the whole company. What can it? I had a train in mind, and because I'm looking for that train, I can't find that specific rolling stock. Can I put it outside of the table? No. It was right in front of my face the entire night. And now that I'm looking for it, I can't find it. I hate when I do this. And that happens more often than I'd like to admit. Oh, right there. That's some of it. Alright, so this. Alright, so let's put some tank cars now, because I refuse to have a boxcar only train. I want mixed freight. I will put that one. Let's put a boxcar in between. Again, actually, let's use one I have right there. And let's put some this gondola. Yeah, why not? Because why not? And where is my second one that I just got as a gift from Rapido? There you go. This one actually had some rubbing issues. I will have to address that at some point, but it's okay. There you go. And we have takeoff. Oh. It may have some dirty wheels. I did run it a bunch on dirty track a few days ago. Yeah, it does. Shoot. Well, we will still run it. I'll make it work. I'll try cleaning the track while the train's running. Maybe that would help. Because if it's the track and not the train, I can't blame it. Actually, the track is very dirty. I'm surprised that everything else ran so well so far. Now seeing how dirty the track is. So, let's not take our pitchforks out yet and blame the locomotive. Well, anyways, the operator is to blame, not the locomotive. First off. If I'm not ready, can't blame anyone else but me. Yeah. Oh, I derailed something. Track is very dirty. Dirtier than I expected. Alright. Let's keep cleaning, I guess, until we have a fully running train. Shouldn't be too long. I don't have that much track. And not all of it is dirty, apparently. It is actually. Alright, so let's clean in front of the engine so that it can actually go whenever I push it forward. Well, I'm glad it's not me for the logistics part, because clearly I'm not the greatest at it. Alright, so this should go to up until that point. It really is seems to be the track that was dirty because it's fine there. Let's keep cleaning. So I haven't done where it currently stalled. So don't panic or don't blame anything yet, other than me, actually. I thought I cleaned there. I did clean there. Okay, why are you problematic right there? That I don't know. What I do know is I need to lower this end because it's too much of a steep incline. Right, I didn't do this part yet. So we should have a train that does a full lap. We should. Not guaranteed. There you go. Oh, hey August. Hello there. So, we have most of the regular troubles. I believe Kevin is still here. We also have Jim, we have August, we have Colleen, and now we have a local trouble, which is Freddy. So, hey, we all have life. It's okay. We're just here to enjoy it. I'm just glad to see you here. So far, just to do a recap, tonight we started by showing that my layout has, I'm actually really not in the camera. I actually will switch to, there you go. Alright, so I started by showing that I raised the height of my layout. The entire layout has been raised by about a foot. If I stand up, it's now, oh, I'm not in shot. It's now over, it's about elbow height, and it was, well, form height before, so that was what was done during the week. But because I moved everything and redid most of the wood in the back, most of the bench work in the I needed to redo tracks because I had no tracks to turn the train around. And for this live stream, we did a temporary track that goes around the incline. It will have one later, but for now it will be the only track, and it's not exactly placed where it will be. So that's what has been happening. I've cleaned the track because it was too dirty for my nice little new engine to run, and now we're good. Oh, hi, ONR fan Drew. So to August for the crowns, it's a setting on YouTube that I apparently enabled or forgot to disable, not sure. That setting is to say the top 3 fans, but the top 3 fans are the most interactive people throughout the night in the chat. I think it's the night, or if it's starting from now, going further, I don't know. It just turned on. You guys will have to let me know later. So that's what the crown mean, and that's why it's constantly changing, because the more active you are, the higher up you will rank. Yeah, Freddy, sure. So that's where the crowns are, so yeah, right now we're running this. I had quite a few positive votes to run the Japanese bullet train later tonight, which we definitely will. So there's that. Hi, Russ. Also, I saw ONR. I think I said hi to Drew. So Russ and Drew. In the things I've done, I realized that I've made. I knew I had an incline on the back section that was a cleaner look, but I thought it's fine because if it's rolling towards the wall, it won't go down on the floor. But turns out I made too steep of an incline, so I'll have to bring it down. It's fine. It's feet I got on Amazon that I put at the tip of the wood plank, so I can actually adjust it pretty easily. I'm gonna take time to adjust it properly. So that's why it's struggling a bit in the back straight. But other than that, it's running great, and we will run some stuff. So yeah, Russ, as I was saying, during the week I raised the layout and redid this section. By redid, I mean clean it all up and change the wood. I have a higher back section that we're not currently using that we will, and I'm putting track for later today. Cool. I love to see your bullet train. Oh yeah. So August, I forget. You're doing HO, right? If you'd like to confirm, or are you doing multiple scales? I completely forgot. I am such a bad friend. I know you told me before and I forgot. I know Colleen does N, I know Kevin does HO. Russ clearly does multiple scales. Jim does HO, and technically G scale. He doesn't like to talk about it. N, HO, and eventually adding Z. Okay. The N scale version of the bullet train will be your easiest way to get one, if you're okay with having the N scale one. The Kados, check eBay for used one from Japanese sellers. They're very honest and they're very easy to work with. This one, it was already cheaper than most, and according to the pictures, it was perfectly fine. Just the seller wanted to get rid of it. Thank you, Russ. And this, I offered a lowballer offer, honestly, just to see what would happen. they answered me back right away. Hey, it's too low. They actually messaged me. They were like, it's too low. We're gonna check what we can do as best we can, but we can't promise you anything. And I didn't respond right away because either I was asleep or at work. And later during the day, I guess my lack of answer was a good tactic method, because within 24 hours, they turned around and re-offered me what I had offered, which was ridiculously low for that set, and it's like new. The box a little rough, but it was perfectly fine. So, highly recommend Japanese sellers. August, if I remember correctly, you're in the United States. I don't know for you for shipping, but for Canada, Japanese shipping works great. Doesn't give any issue. So it's 10:30. We will. What will we do? I will take. I don't want to take that one out already, but at the same time, I really want to put the bullet train, which you guys really want to see. I'll give it a few more laps, and I'll try to adjust the legs of the table. I'll be right back. All right, adjustment complete. Any slots card tonight? No, unfortunately. Being the I may have said that. That is a French fun word. That slips out when I'm working on my stuff. Yep. You may have heard that, Colleen. But yeah, Russ, no slot car for tonight. The track's not even fully assembled right now. I received some track and I never finished putting it together. So there's that. And it really did help the drop for... it's not struggling at all anymore. My non-native English speaker has no idea what a yank in your mitts means. I need to Google that. Give me a second. I know it's yank in your mitts. Let's translate that to see. Translate. From English to French. There you go. I'm still not sure. Oh, yeah, yank as in Yankee. Yeah, okay. My bad. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, now I understand. But yeah, yes, ethical reason, but again, yeah, price range, Japanese sellers will give you probably the best price, but ethically wise, you'll also be no, it's fine. I'm the one who's uneducated. Ethically wise, you'll probably get the best selling experience from the Japanese sellers. Nothing wrong with other places, but Japanese just have a very very polite way of being. I don't know how to explain this. Japanese are just next level mutual respect and politeness. So yes. Colleen, I am going to apologize. I will remove the train you asked me to put on because I really want to put the bullet train and enjoy it as much as possible. I don't think it'll be the worst thing to do because you guys all seem to enjoy the bullet train. But if you want more of this train, I will most likely run it every time I will do a live stream if people pick it. Because I really do love that little engine. I said it on my video. It even has ditch lights in the back, which was that and a plow in the back. That was the first N-scale engine that has it for me. So, alright. So let's see less of me and more of the trains. Because that's what we all came here for, including me, actually. I will wait till my engine is back around. I don't want these engines in the way of seeing. So I will put them back in their display cases. Well, not display cases, but the little display I've set up. This and this one also goes there. We'll just move the freight off the rail and onto the upper section, or even right there actually, because that's not in your line of sight and that is perfectly safe. And let's take the favorite of the viewer's favorite, the Japanese bullet train, which this one, Jim, this one is completely out of the normal out of every, well, the era fits, but not the nothing else fits the bullet train for theme for my layout. But that one was a must-have train on my list. I've seen another must-have that I don't have yet, but I've seen a lot of online more and more. It's the French bullet train, the orange one that I'd like. Kato also did a model of that one, and that's the one I want. I'll put this one next. Actually, technically, there's an expansion pack for this train to have a 10-car train instead of a 6. Well, it would look even nicer and more realistic because I think the real one runs with 10 cars. I will not buy the expansion pack simply because I will not have enough space on the layout to run all 10 and make it look... Oh boy, that must have been painful. Make it look logically like it fits the layout. So, you know, there's that. And yes, the motorized unit is the second to last car. It's the design Kato chose. I find it odd, but it works. It works better that way. I tried it the other way around where the unit is closer to the front and it doesn't work as well for some reason. It prefers to be pushed instead of pulled. So I will not go against what the train wants, and we will enjoy the bullet train. At a decent speed, because it is, after all, the bullet train, not the slow train of Montreal. Alright, so let's go back to the chat and answers to your questions. So, first off, thank you, Russ. Did I miss anything else? Nope, that would be all. Alright, so thank you, Russ. I think it's a fan favorite in general, and I'm very happy about that. Have you run a bullet train on your layout before? N scale, yes, I have run this exact bullet train multiple times because I've had it for almost a year now, I think, which I'm very, very happy with. Can I actually get more of the train in that curve? Maybe, actually. So yeah, I've ran that one a lot of times, but not any other. That's the only one. I did say orange French bullet train, and Colleen is correct. It's the TGV, the Train à Grande Vitesse. That's their name. It would be the same thing as a Shinkansen, which I know I'm not pronouncing correctly because I don't have any Japanese accent or know any Japanese pronunciation. Your French spelling was actually correct, I think. I'm not you put it all in plural. I don't know if theirs is actually in plural, but that's otherwise correct. In August, I could tell if I could hear her. I'm still, French is still my first language, so you know there's that. I do not have any bullet train of any kind in HO scale, and I don't plan on buying any. I'm actually trying to focus my my purchases in HO scale to more what I like, less wide and more. I don't want to say for operations, but more focus on reliability when running, less specialty models. I really want these special models like the bullet train in N scale, because there's how do I say this? The way I'm setting up the rail, the N scale is more suited for long, smooth running trains. So I believe this is N scale will be where I get all my special models. If Rapido is in the chat, release a CN turbo train in N scale. Re-release it, please. I absolutely need it. I'm willing to spend more money than I should on it. If Rapido is listening. If my girlfriend's listening, I did not just say that. So yeah, jokes aside, for me, N scale will be, especially since I'm keeping it DC, I've come to realization that since I already have the DCC controller right there, if I ever end up with a DCC engine, I could absolutely use it in N scale, but oh, she's here. Yay. She heard that. But yeah, N scale for me will mostly be for running trains, really not made for operations, and meaning it's more scenery, more wide curves, less tight curves and coupling uncoupling, meaning that my curves will be wider and more fun to look at the train running. So for that reason, all the special trains will be in N scale, which I've already started and I'm very happy about it. So I plan on keeping on going. So yeah, Rapido, if you're here, I really want a CN turbo train in N scale. Just saying. Let's. I mean, we're all enjoying the bullet train. Let's see if I could do something special for this train, because it feels like it goes unseen for a while. I think I will move my my back camera, the phone camera, to somewhere else so that we can see more of it, but I'm not sure where I'll put it, because it goes away for two small portion of times, and both of them are in the nice section. So let me move that camera around to see if I can get more of that section. Unfortunately, this cannot be an option because I'm holding the camera, and I can't spend the whole night just holding the camera, which is too bad because it's pretty perfect for an angle. I really need to put some camera, not camera stands, but something to hold my cameras where I need them. Because this, why is everything kind of out of focus, kind of not? I'm sure you guys are enjoying this angle. I am, but I'm not enjoying standing here to hold it. I need to find a solution. If I put it here, you won't see as much. The focus is pretty good. That looks really nice. Well, through the camera itself. I'm liking this. So, August, I'm the exact same way as you for, I'm answering to your I'll keep buying end freight rolling stock. I'm not buying as much end scale rolling stock for freight because I have a lot, as you can see already. But it's mostly for running long trains. I think I'll be running CP more than CN. Seems CP is closer tied with Milwaukee Road than CN did, while Milwaukee was still independent railroad. I don't know enough about that history to tell you more or less about it. Oh, just trying to figure. Right, you weren't here when I explained this. So that clock was a childhood gift from my father. It was a Lionel 100th year anniversary clock that they sold about everywhere as a special thing to do. But time stands still in Kevin's Tiny Train's basement. So because that clock is, I believe it's broken. I haven't tried it, but last I heard it was. I didn't check it to fix it. It's a clock that every time that the time hits, the train goes around the actual clock with a whistle sound. But yeah, no, that's right now it's not working. So that's what it is. Pretty sure it's bought out Soo at some point. So August, that I know, Soo Line was bought out by CP Rail. So that one is that's the one thing I know for now. CP Rail bought out Soo Line. I don't know if that makes a difference to you. Yeah, that it would be the correct way to put it, Kevin. It is correct at 4 p.m. Well, at 4 every time, 2 times a day, or every hour depending on the scale. Not scale. What am I saying? Depending on the time zone. So. Alright, so it is almost 11. That could be a fun thing to do. That actually could be a fun thing to do. I mean, whatever time I set it to, we can always say it's train time. Yeah, if you guys, I'm gonna explain this situation when people are asking, no problem. But if I ever fix it, I won't mention it. I will just let you guys figure it out if it's fixed or not. That could be funny as all. If I fix the clock, I won't fix the train whistling every hour. No problem. I honestly don't know though for Milwaukee if Soo bought Milwaukee. For whatever reason, I was thinking CN. Oh, have a good one, Freddy. I was thinking CN did, but I'm thinking of something else. It's not the Milwaukee Road I'm thinking. I was thinking of Wisconsin Central. That's what I was thinking. That is a CN owned railroad, but not Milwaukee Road. Why did I think that? So yeah, and the reason I know about Sue owning CP is because I have one Sue engine, and before buying it, even though it was a great deal, I wanted to make sure it fit my railroad. So it does. Other than Burlington Northern, which I just absolutely love the green and black, and CB&Q, which is Burlington Route, I'm trying to avoid American railroads in general. Not that there's anything wrong with them, I just prefer representing Canadian models. Also, I'm just not a fan of the paint scheme of Union Pacific or BNSF. I would, though, love a gray and with a bloody nose Southern Pacific, or what else? The Cotton Belt repaint. Those are nice. But yeah, Sioux Line, for sure. I love a Wisconsin Central. I missed my chance on a beautiful Wisconsin Central Jeep engine, GP unit, a few years back for like $40, and I never saw any at a decent price on eBay again. So I'm disappointed in myself for not getting it at that price. I thought I thought since it was that price that there was plenty for sale online, but unfortunately there's none. Having said that, you want a bullet train. So, it is almost 9 o'clock. 11 at my time. I'm getting pretty tired, quite frankly. Unless you guys really want to see a specific train that I have on my roster, I will have to let everyone go tonight. We will finish at 11, unless there's a special request that I can't say no to. I've had that happen on almost all of my streams, and I wouldn't blame anyone if we did. So, right now, in this scene, you just saw exactly what I meant by I don't really care that much about accuracy. You just saw my bullet train go by a CN steam train, which, you know, not the most realistic thing. If we forget about the bullet train, that CN to me is an excursion train, which makes sense, you know, tourist attraction and stuff like that. That's how but seeing the bullet train go by like this, completely not realistic, but I don't care. I just love it. So it is. Yeah, thank you, August. I will last the 3 more minutes. Good night to you if you leave right now. Otherwise, we will still enjoy this train for a few more laps, and then we will let everyone go. And I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I know my top fans are probably tired of me talking for 3 hours, but you know, there's that. Thank you very much thanks everyone for coming. Very, very happy to have you here. All right, August, thank you. Also, fun thing before everyone leaves. If you guys have a special request for a train to run or even a scale to run for the next live stream, leave a comment on the replay. I leave my replays up on YouTube afterwards. Leave a comment on that replay for me to run a train that didn't run or rerun a train that did. Or I know Russ talked about slot cars tonight. If you want slot cars next week, I can make it happen. Just leave a comment saying, hey, I'd like that to run next week, and I will absolutely make it happen. And August, yes it is. White with a blue stripe and a blue plow in the front. Japan Rail, it's JR on the side of it. It's the way it's clicking together, I can't really take it off the track to show you, but yes, it is. It's the Series 100, by the way. There are multiple models. If you want the exact same one as I have, it's the Series 100. You can, in this, the 100 right there, that's the series. This is the model from Kato. If you wanted the same one as I have. You can choose whatever you want. There's tons of bullet trains out there. They're all beautiful in each way, but this one is my favorite with the Series 0 right after, but Kato doesn't have a model as nice as this one for the Series 0. So until they do a better one, I'm not sure I'm going to buy one. And I want it in green and beige. To answer that question, technically yes, because I only got that one. I got it, I wanted more, and then I became picky on what exactly I wanted on each model, and I didn't find any that fit my requirements, so I guess so. Alright, it is 11. You will. Oh yeah, Kevin. Oh yeah, that will be a well. I've realized that I have a place for a few staging tracks that under the higher level. So I will make a few staging lanes for basically all my passenger stuff. So all right, good night everyone. It was fun to see you all, and see you all on the next live stream next Monday or on a video for sooner. Good night.